All right, good morning. It's Saturday morning. It's not parkrun in the morning. I wasn't expecting to do this from the car. So this morning it's Race to the King. I'm doing the 100k ultra option. There's a few races going on today. So basically you can do a 50k coastal 50k, and the idea of that is you go off down by the coastline and it's predominantly flat. In fact, the first mile comes at around about 21-22 miles, and so that's the first 50k of my 100k. And then the other event that's happening today is the 50k run to the castle, I believe it is, or the 50k castle route, and that takes you over to Arundel or Arundel Castle, and that forms the second part of the 100k. So 100k ultra coming up, or actually it's 64 miles, sounds more like maybe 104 kilometers. So 21 park runs I think is the order of the day today. I am meant to be starting at 7:10, but they've just texted to say there are car parking issues. Not to worry, if you can't make your start time, they'll put you in a later wave.
Sun cream on and slot plenty of water. It's going to be really hot. You are on the 100-kilometre route. You've got some wonderful scenery. I'm sure you'll be so focused you won't be looking at it. But you'll take on the South Downs Way, bit of Chichester Harbour and hat on. I'll be your mother. Just look after yourself today, okay? It is hot. Let's go, guys! 100 kilometers or 50 kilometers ahead of you. Let's go! That's the energy we like to see. Go on, ladies! Woo! Any friends, kids, just come to the front and we'll set you off.
So we're off, the start of Race of the King. 103 kilometres to go.
Ready for what?
Alright, that's the opening 5 miles done. Hovering around sort of 10:30, 11-minute miling. The start was through what I'm guessing is West End Gardens. Very picturesque kind of estate. Lots of lovely flowers, etc. And then quickly we went out onto some fields. It's quite exposed. It's a very warm day here in the UK. So when I left the car at 7 o'clock this morning, it was already 22-23 degrees Celsius. But thankfully we've joined the Centurion Way, I believe, and it's been shady tree cover for the last 3 or 4 miles, so happy days. Staying quite cool. There's a nice little breeze as well. About 2 miles until the first pit stop, so I'll catch up with you then. Alright, so here we are at the first pit stop. It's come up earlier than I thought it was going to come up. But let's not hang around here for too long. Let's grab a couple of snacks and get walking. So not quite as much recording in that second 5 miles. We're just I think we're just coming up to 11 miles now, and found those 5-6 miles a bit harder than the opening ones. Not necessarily unsurprising, maybe a bit disappointing to be struggling this early in the race, but the reason for less recording was got a bit technical, nice and dry, a bit rutted in areas, so having to concentrate on where the feet were landing, etc. But some beautiful sights, a few coastal sort of spots like this, and then in other news, I think I've got a blister forming on my right foot by my smaller toes, so trying to get to the next checkpoint. I think it's about 5 miles away, and we'll see if we can solve that problem. Alright, so 14 miles in, still just about holding those 11-minute miles. Bit of walking happening now already, but that's alright, it's a hot day. I was thinking to myself, you sometimes watch videos on YouTube, don't you? And you see someone say something like, oh, I feel a little niggle, but I'm just going to carry on running, I'm sure it's nothing. And then the next video from them is, you know, I'm injured. And you think, yeah, I saw that in your video. Yeah, that might be my blister situation at mile 11. So this blister's not getting any better, it's getting worse. Lesson learned, need to bring some stuff with me on every run. I've never had a blister problem before in my life, so need to bring some stuff with me. There was someone who offered me something, but I felt a bit guilty. They ended a tiny bit, and they've got their own race to run, and they've obviously packed it expecting problems later on. So 1.5 miles, 2 miles to the stop, and we'll try and get it sorted out there. So that's 15.5 miles done, just coming up to 25 kilometres. I'm praying this next checkpoint's at 26.5. There's no sign of it yet. I'm starting to believe it might not be real. Anyway, out by the coast, nice little breeze keeping us cool, slightly technical sort of footpath to concentrate, wash your foot in. But yeah, tough work, but going alright, I suppose. See you in a bit. So we've arrived, checkpoint 2. So let's get this blister sorted, let's get some fluids on, get some food on, start to check back in again. Alright, that's mile 20 clocked over. Pace has slowed a little now. Holding around the 12s, 13s. Working on a strategy that's working quite well. Basically the first minute of a mile I walk, then I run for 4 minutes to 5, then I walk for a minute, then I run the 4, and then I walk for a minute, and then basically I run to the end of the mile before starting the process again. It seems to be working quite well. It sort of hovers around 12.5 to 13, so happy days with that. I'm feeling a bit brighter now, but as I say, in ultra running, don't worry, the good times won't last. Blister's far better than it was. I can feel it though. That's a bit annoying, but hey, it is what it is. Feeling thirsty constantly, taking on so many fluids, but just can't keep up with the thirst. But anyway, that's me. I've got to stop running again. I'll see you in a bit.
I've got a 12.
Legend, thank you.
Got a 12.
Oh mate, thank you. Cheers. Okay, so less and less filming's happening. It's a bit more about survival, but mile 24 clocked over, pit stop number 3 incoming, and let's get some fluids on board. Try not to spend as long as this one. I don't think I need to sort out my blister again, so I should be able to get in and out, hopefully with better luck. So just on the long climb out of pit stop 3, really struggling to eat, but I know that's a suicide move, so just got a packet of crisps down me, a couple of bits of pineapple and half a banana, hoping that's sufficient. Topped up with tailwind, some squash, and that was what, mile 23, mile 24, so must be 7 miles to the halfway point, the halfway pit stop. And let's just keep it going. So legs are feeling very tired now, but it is what it is, I guess. That's part of doing a 100k ultra. It's not going to be easy all the way until 80k, so let's keep grinding it out. We'll try and get back into that pattern of running, albeit here come the hills. I've got, so that's us through marathon distance, just under 6 hours. Come out of pit stop 3, we've had a climb for about 2 miles, I guess, and then it went downhill, but unfortunately it's on such stony ground it was really hard to run on, but it did open the legs up there. Managed to get running again, tried to adopt that strategy again of eventually 1 minute walking, 4 minute running, but that's kind of been struggling to get that back going because we are hitting the hills now. This bit's a little bit flat, albeit a bit horrible to run on. But after I've recorded this, I think I'm going to stop running again because I can see a huge hill in the background. So I think let's make some ground up now, and then we'll be back to walking, I suspect, up this huge hill that's sort of looming. There's no way the GoPro's going to pick it up. It's off there in the background in the white. Right, anyway, let's see what happens. I'm not sure that hill will come out in the GoPro, but turning left up another great big hill. Been toying for the last couple of miles about dropping out at halfway. One of the good things about Race to the King is with the 2 loops you can opt to take a 50k medal instead of the 100k. Did do a bit of running back there, just 5 minutes. It felt okay, but it's certainly playing on my mind. So one of the good things is you can, but likewise it's a bad thing because the temptation's there just to drop out. Not drop out, but take the 50k instead of the 100k. I don't think I will, but by heck it's going to be difficult going through that finish area onto the second lap. knowing that these are the hills that we've got in store for us for the next 50k. Anyway, let's see what happens when we get there. But I think it is going to be the 100k. But it's so tempting for that 50k. Really good camaraderie on course. Talking to loads of people. Everyone's struggling a little. I think it's the heat that's really taking things out of people. But some people are moving quite well as well. How do people get up these hills so fast? Especially walking. I'm like a snail going up them. Anyway, back to climbing some more hills. I'll see you in a bit. So that's us back in the beautiful Westdean Gardens. 50k is just clocked over on my watch. Obviously the GPS is probably a little bit over. So lots of people with green wristbands are just going into their finishing shoot. I can sort of hear it in the distance, can't quite see it yet. And I'm toying with the idea whether to bail and claim a 50k medal and give up on the 100k. It's not feeling like my day today. It's not feeling very enjoyable. Oof. A couple of minutes to make up my mind, I think. Still climbing. So, kilometre 54 I think it said. I'm trying to work in miles, but that was quite a good mile. First runnable mile for a bit. Did the 1 minute walk, 4 minute run tactic, and well, it's going to come in at about a 13 because with a little bit left of it, I found yet another hill. So slowly grinding up the hill. I'm in for the long haul now. I reckon I'm going to be finishing at midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning. This is mainly going to be walking, if I'm honest with you. I don't think there's going to be that much running going on, but we'll see what we can do. Anyway, if it's 54 kilometres, it means there's 49 to go or thereabouts. So, starting to come down. We're in the 40s. The coach to the finish and then coach to the start,
yep,
and then leave your car at the finish to drive away afterwards. Or obviously
there.
Okay, so that's us come through checkpoint 5, I think it is. It's felt like a very long way between 4 and 5. It was about 7 miles, 8 miles, but felt every mile of that, and that was a really hilly section. And just looking in front of me now, went on another track that appears to be really hilly as well. So I think that's just it. I could just mention the word hill for the rest of the time, I reckon. I was just walking with a lad called Max, who was looking really fresh, but unfortunately he's rolled his ankle. So he was in 2 minds about whether to drop at 4. His mate's now coming to pick him up at number 5. So good luck, Max. He's got a place at London next year. So I hope the ankle's nothing too serious and you can get back to training, etc. So good luck with that. And then a massive shout out to the people at Pit Stop 5. Probably the best pit stop thus far, but probably no slant on any other pit stop. They've all been fantastic. And on we go. We've got 7.5 miles roughly till pit stop 6. And we're currently, I think, at kilometre 62. So can I do the maths? I don't think I can. 41 kilometres go. It sounds like a marathon to me. So a marathon to go, and I'm not being funny, I think this is going to be walking it now. This is going to be next to no running happening, sadly. Still wall-to-wall sunshine happening, and we're just going to get this done. I'm looking at 1-2 o'clock in the morning, I think. So still beautiful scenery going on. I've had a better, I'm at mile 45. I've had a slightly better 4 or 5 miles just there. Certain parts were runnable. Managed to string together, and you definitely know you're at the tail end of an ultra. I'm celebrating doing sub 16 and sub 15 minute miles. So when I was walking, it was about 20-minute mile. When I can do the odd little bit of running, comes in around 15, 16, so happy days. That's knocking quite a significant amount of time off if you add that up over the last 20 miles that need to go. So mile 45, I think it's 63, so we're down to about 18 miles. We're probably a kilometre away from pit stop number 6. I'm out of fluids, so I need to get in, top up, have some more Coca-Cola, try and stomach some food if I can, and then more than happy to walk. But if there's a little section that's runnable, I'll also try and do that as well. Legs, once they get going, aren't too bad, but it's getting them going that's the tough bit, and more mental than physical, to be fair. But beautiful scenery. I'm a bit worried we're heading this way to the top left. I don't know if you can see it. It's a huge hill, so I'm praying that we sort of divert off to the right or the left anytime soon and stay way away from that hill. But no luck, we'll be going straight up that hill. Right, check in with you again in either a few minutes at the pit stop, or hopefully in 5 miles at mile 50. Right, can't get going again after that last pit stop, so I think this might be a difficult leg. It said 19k till the penultimate pit stop, so 19k, that brings in around 93k I think. So just a matter of moving forward. I feel a bit sick now, so nearly sick a couple of times, managed to move on past that, but not feeling good at the minute. So we're just at 79k. I spotted this huge mound a while ago and thought, please don't be taking us up there. I saw some silhouettes of people at the top. When I glanced up a couple of minutes later, they weren't there, so that told me people were moving. So yep, the writing was on the wall. We're now going up here just as we're about to clock over to 50 miles. Alright, we're getting close to the last update then. It's starting to get dark, although looking at the camera it's doing surprisingly well. Went through 50 miles in 13 hours and 35 minutes. And there's a reason that's interesting to me. But the reason I'm interested in that 15 hours is I've always had a niggling itch, albeit I don't have one right now, to go and do a 100-mile race. And the one that I'm interested in doing, you have to be able to run 50 miles in 15 hours in order to qualify. And so, sorry, just checking the course, I really don't want to go wrong. Okay, so even on a tough day today, where things haven't necessarily gone to plan, albeit I'm starting to look at things and they don't seem horrendously bad, to be fair, given the conditions, given the climbs. But on a day that's been tough, on a tough course, on a tough day, 13:35 for 50 miles. So maybe that qualifying time is achievable. Now, I'm starting to run out of light, so maybe it is the longest day of the year, solstice. So, but I think in maybe about half an hour the head torch is going to have to come out. The sun has gone down now. It's a lovely summer's evening, but head torch perhaps going to have to go away. Head torch is going to come out, and to be honest, I don't think there'll be too much more recording going on, etc. Just approaching kilometre 80. I'm trying to get to kilometre 83. That's my next psychological sort of milestone. The reason for that is 83 means there's 20k to go, and it also means there's 10k until the last pit stop. So a nice sort of way of breaking it down into two halves, and we'll just try and get that done. I'm still looking at coming in, well, if I'm lucky, just the right side of 1 o'clock in the morning. And that could drift out to 2. It could come down to midnight if I manage to piece together any sort of run, but I haven't run for a while, to be fair, so I don't think that's likely to happen. But onwards and upwards. Hopefully see you in between before the end, but we'll see what happens. Let's keep grinding this one out.